Another video from Bangladesh emerging, proving how Hindus are being selectively targeted by radicals. He addressed Bharat, he spoke to the Prime Minister, and then he interacted with students. Those lucky few who interacted with Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, joining us live on the show this evening. And on top of this is exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, we had some breaking news input in the last 24 hours that we could have expected a mini trade deal with America. Trump, of course, is looking for headlines. He just announced a trade deal with Vietnam and he's been talking about a possible trade deal with India. But I have breaking news on the show this evening that there could be a possible delay in the trade deal. That's an exclusive input here on Republic TV, shared by Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, joining us with the details. He broke the details last night when there was an indication that there could be a breakthrough, perhaps a mini breakthrough, that some sort of an announcement could have been made last night. But now the big update coming in with the Indian delegation returning from America, with trade negotiators returning to Delhi after a week in Washington, D.C. The team led by Rajesh Agrawal, the Special Secretary in the Commerce Ministry, has returned, and we are hearing from our top sources that there is a stalemate on agriculture, there is a stalemate on auto sector, there is a stalemate in steel and aluminium sectors, and that is where there seems to be some hard bargaining on by India. Pranav is live with me. Pranav, all of these are indicators that perhaps there is a delay, and the delay is looking inevitable. In fact, last night we had details that possibly, the trade deal could have been announced today, or mini trade deal at least, some sort of understanding, some indication of which direction we are going in. We were hoping for a formal announcement. Instead, we are hearing that there is a deadlock on several sectors.
Yes, Niranjan. In fact, the trade deal was supposed to conclude. We'd heard very specifically that before 9th of July, the trade deal was supposed to get concluded. And, there was a mini trade deal that was supposed to be signed, and a bigger, a larger deal was supposed to be signed later this year when Donald Trump comes for the Quad. But as of now, what we're hearing is that there is a deadlock. The deadlock is primarily around agriculture sector, where US wants more access to India's agriculture sector. But then India is not budging from its stand, because agriculture is extremely important for job creation and the larger good of the Indian economy.
Yeah. Now on the sectors, right? On steel, aluminium, in some of these sectors, America has always played hardball. And in fact, very interestingly, you had Piyush Goyal, the Commerce Minister, a few minutes back, saying to the media that we will sign a deal when there is a good deal. So obviously, India is also playing hardball with America. Many years back, and I can tell you, Pranav, when we covered the Prime Minister's visit to the US, I think it was 2019, even then the FTA was a point of discussion. 5 years on, we are still talking about a deal, which shows that even India is not willing to give in.
Absolutely, Niranjan. In fact, if you remember, initially when the talks began, India wanted a zero trade on some of the products such as pharmaceuticals, auto sector, and that's where US did not budge. And now we are seeing a new India which is saying no to certain things. This is exactly the same stand that India had taken when it came to agricultural products with the EU and Australia. So we have a precedent in that way, and it shows that we are not budging from what exactly New Delhi wants right now.
Thank you for that, Pranav. I also have Abhishek Kapoor, who broke that story, joining us live right now. So I'll quickly get in a word from Abhishek as well. Abhishek, what's going on? Because we know that many in America have been campaigning against India. Trump himself, he's completely confused. He says one thing today, another tomorrow. What is the real delay? What is holding it back, Abhishek?
Well, you see, going by Trump, Niranjan, the United States has already signed a trade deal with China at least twice in the last month, and yet we have no details. So that apart, I think if you read between the lines of the developments that have taken place, if you read the lips of Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and the fact that India's team of negotiators, led by Chief Negotiator Rajesh Agrawal, has just returned from Washington, D.C. after delaying their return, after extending their return. They were supposed to come back by June 30th, but they have come today, just a couple of hours back, is what I am told. And that really gives you an idea of the kind of intense negotiations that are going on, and that maybe there is a stalemate, which means that the possibility of meeting the July 9 deadline, which is, of course, an American deadline, seems difficult, if not remote. So while we continue to maintain, Niranjan, based on our conversations with sources in the Commerce Ministry, that there are talks of a bare bones mini deal, which is going to thrash out details about general tariffs in terms of what India can give and what United States can take. But sector-specific stalemate continues, and these are some big ticklish issues. For example, the issue of GM crops, which America is pushing aggressively. The issue of steel and aluminum have massive tariffs already at about 50%, against which India has already approached the World Trade Organization under the disputes redressal mechanism. So I think clubbed together, if you look at all these developments, Niranjan, I think we are looking at a stalemate between India and the United States in the trade deal.
Okay.
Mini deal possible by July 9, but no indication as yet of what would be the contours of it.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs. Abhishek Kapoor breaking that story. Let's move on now. And the next big story, ladies and gentlemen, is from Mumbai. In fact, just coming into our newsrooms right now, some people were celebrating early, thinking the Disha Salian case is shut and that there's a clean chit. Getting in big breaking news now, a big comment coming in from the government of Maharashtra. A minister in the Maharashtra government has just confirmed, saying that the Disha Salian case is not closed. There is a temporary report. He's saying that it's a temporary report, and no one has been given a clean chit in the Disha Salian case. Saying that until the final report is submitted, there is no question of giving anybody a clean chit. The matter can be discussed further. Once the final report is out, investigation is ongoing. So there were headlines across some sections of the media saying that the Disha Salian case is shut. Everyone's got a clean chit. It appears to be fake news. I have the minister's bite. Can I please play the soundbite out of Shambhuraj Desai, the Maharashtra minister?
दिशा सालियन का रिपोर्ट फाइनल नहीं है। अभी गृह राज्य मंत्री से मेरी बात हुई है, वो इंटरिम फाइंडिंग्स है, फाइनल फाइंडिंग्स अभी तक आए नहीं है। और जो इंटरिम भी अगर फाइंडिंग्स दिए, उसमें किसी को भी क्लीन चिट नहीं दी गई है। ऐसा ये जब तक फाइनल रिपोर्ट नहीं आता है, तब तक किसी को क्लीन चिट देने का कोई सवाल नहीं खड़ा रहता। जब फाइनल रिपोर्ट आएगा तब इसके बारे में बात। इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑनगोइंग है।
All right, that was a big breaking news update on the show. We quickly wanted to get you that. But the biggest talking point across India, on the 22nd of April, Pakistan sent terrorists to Pahalgam and killed 26 Indians. Why should we, in just a few weeks since the Pahalgam terror attack, welcome the Pakistani hockey team, who, by the way, have taken sides and are abusing India? Why should we welcome them and let them play on our soil? There is anger across India. I have a breaking news update that there is a view, and I don't know who these people are in the sports ministry who are worried about a charter. Getting in breaking news now that there is a view within the sports ministry that they will face consequences about the Olympic charter mandate. Some in the sports ministry, even after Pahalgam, even after the war with Pakistan, worried about the Olympic charter, stating that every individual must have access to practice of sport without discrimination of any kind. For God's sake, this is what some in the sports ministry are saying that they are worried about, that there could be adverse implications for India. There's complete confusion in some sections of the government. This is the breaking news update that some are worried about a charter. I want to go across to Soumya. Soumya, there is so much anger and people are asking what is wrong with us as a nation. Why are we still worried about a charter?
Yes, well, see, there's a nationwide outrage and the debate has intensified on this. However, the sources within the sports ministry, and now not just the sports ministry, the Sports Authority of India, the sources within the Sports Authority of India as well, have gone on to citing the Olympics Charter. Two things within the Olympics Charter, one being the Olympics Charter mandate and the other being the non-discrimination principle under the Olympics Charter that prohibits discrimination on the basis of nationality and ensures that all qualified athletes get to compete in an international competition. And if any country decides to not abide by that, they will face isolation and also lose the hosting rights on international platforms. So this is what the sources within the sports ministry and now also the Sports Authority of India are quoting. They're quoting this reason to giving a green light to the Pakistani team to travel to India and to participate and be a part of the Asia Cup 2025. So now remember, an important point to note here is that any team that participates in the Asia Cup and goes on to win the Asia Cup, they ultimately qualify for the World Cup, which is also slated to take place next year in 2026. So these are the developments that we are picking up with regards to why the sports ministry thought that they want to go ahead with giving its green light to Pakistani team to travel and participate in the Asia Cup.
Stay with me. You know what is even more surprising is the stand taken by Hockey India, and that's my next breaking news update. There is complete confusion within the Hockey India body as well. Now, there are some in the Hockey India Federation who are saying that the onus is on the government. Some are saying it's on the government. Some are saying waiting to hear from the government, and there are others who say there is no clarity. So there are some in Hockey India who are saying that we are waiting to hear from the government. There are some who are saying that the government has allowed it, and there are some who are saying there is still no clarity. So we don't know which version of Hockey India to believe, but here is Dilip Tirki. Here's what Dilip Tirki said while speaking to Republic earlier today. This is an exclusive input. He spoke to us. Here's what he said.
अब तक हमारे पास हॉकी इंडिया के पास मिनिस्ट्री की ओर से, गवर्नमेंट की ओर से ऑफिशियली कम्युनिकेशन कुछ आया नहीं है, अब तक मिला नहीं है। आप लोगों के जरिए, मीडिया के जरिए हमें सुनने को मिल रहा है।
सो मिस्टर टिर्की, क्या आप हॉकी फेडरेशन क्या मिनिस्ट्री से ये क्वेश्चन उठाएगा कि क्यों अलाउ किया जा रहा है पाकिस्तानी टीम को, और वो भी जो पहलगाम टेरर अटैक के बाद जब हमने सारे टाइज अभी बंद कर दिए हैं, तो क्या ये क्वेश्चन नहीं उठ रहा है? क्योंकि ये लोगों के बीच में भी यही सेंटिमेंट्स है कि क्यों अलाउ किया जा रहा है इस टाइम पे।
हॉकी इंडिया हमेशा हम ये कहते आ रहे हैं कि गवर्नमेंट के डिसीजन जैसा कहेंगे, जैसा आप ऑर्डर देंगे, उसी के मुताबिक हम चलेंगे। आज भी हमारे स्टैंड वही रहा है। जिस हिसाब से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हमें फिर डायरेक्शन देंगे, उस हिसाब से हम चलेंगे।
तो कब तक एक्सपेक्टेड है कि एक फाइनल कंफर्मेशन इंडियन हॉकी फेडरेशन को मिल जाए फ्रॉम स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री कि पाकिस्तानी टीम ट्रैवल कर रही है कि नहीं इंडिया में?
देखिए, अभी ये कहना मुश्किल है। जैसे मैंने कहा कि आपके ज़रिए हमें मालूम पड़ा है, सुनने को मिल रहा है। जैसे ऐसे कुछ डिसीजन लिया है तो मिनिस्ट्री हमें बताएंगे, और लेकिन हम काम स्टार्ट कर दिए हैं, जारी रखे हैं कि राजगिरी एक अपकमिंग हॉकी वेन्यू बनने जा रहा है, और एशिया कप भी काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट टूर्नामेंट है हॉकी की दृष्टि से, एशियन हॉकी की दृष्टि से, और मैंडेटेड है वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफिकेशन। और जो भी चैंपियन होते हैं इस टूर्नामेंट में, एशिया कप में, वो डायरेक्ट क्वालिफाई करते हैं वर्ल्ड कप के लिए। उसके हिसाब से काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट चैंपियनशिप रहा है। लेकिन देखिए, फाइनल अभी भी हम लोग वेट कर रहे हैं मिनिस्ट्री के ओर से क्लियरेंस के लिए, और जैसे हमें क्लियरेंस मिल जाती है हम उस हिसाब से काम और आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
Okay. And moving on to a very, very warm story that we wanted to bring to you on this exclusive. Students from different parts of India had a chance to interact live with Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who is in space and at the International Space Station. Now, this interaction took place on the 4th of July through amateur radio on the ISS program in collaboration with the UR Rao Satellite Center in Bengaluru. We have some of them joining us, some of them who had the opportunity to speak and interact with Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla joining us on the show. I have Shrodh Garg, who's a student of grade 12 of City Montessori School, Gomti Nagar, Lucknow. And I also have Aradhya Pandey, who's a class 11 student who also had the opportunity to interact with Group Captain Shukla joining us live. Hi Shrodh, hi Aradhya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, so who wants to take that first? Shrodh, you want to take that first? So why don't you tell us, how excited were you interacting with Group Captain Shukla?
Oh, I was excited. I mean, I can't describe it. It was so fun. And I mean, think about it. You're on the Earth and he's 400 kilometers above you. And like, you know, that psychology, it's so cool. And it was so fun.
And for how long did this interaction go on between all of you and Group Captain Shukla?
I think it lasted for about 20 minutes because the ISS is moving really fast. So you would lose signal really quickly. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Yeah, and tell us a little bit, I mean, you're live on TV and a lot of people are watching you, listening into what you're saying. How was this interaction? Aradhya, you want to take that? How was the interaction? What did you talk to him about?
Sir, like it was actually really overwhelming, as Shub told us. So it was really overwhelming because such great people right in front of your eyes, and they were just so humble to be over there. Like to be over there, to take some time out of their schedule. So it was really overwhelming.
Okay. So, I mean, I, as a journalist, I can ask you, what questions did you ask him? I mean, if I were to interact with Group Captain Shukla, I'd have so many questions. So what were some of the questions that all of you had and what kind of responses did you get? Aradhya, you want to take that and then I'll put the same question to Shrodh.
Sir, actually, there were two moderators over there, some ISRO officials, which were asking questions on our behalf because there were some strict regulations from the Axiom 4 mission team. So those people were asking the questions on our behalf and we could hear the answers.
Yeah. And what was the mood like? He's been so excited each time he speaks. You know, from his first message and then his interaction with the Prime Minister. He's very humble. He's very humble. And what did he say? What did you hear him say? What was his message?
Yes, sir. So first of all, his famous, his motto, his logo, Namaskar from space. So that was the first line he said, Namaskar from space. And then he answered all the questions very humbly. He did a 360-degree flip, so we could see exactly how the zero gravity feels like.
Fantastic. Shrodh, and all of this was live? All of this, you could see him? You could visually see him, Shrodh?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
could. He was doing everything. He was answering to the questions, responding. Everything was like live.
Yeah, and how many more days is he going to be there on the International Space Station?
So the total
think,
trip
12
was
days.
for 14 days.
Yeah, total is 14, but he's almost, you know, a little more than a week in. So he's got a few more days. So did he tell you a little bit about the experiments? Shrodh, you can take that. Did he tell you anything about the experiments that they are conducting in space?
He told us that they were related to basically effects of microgravity on cells and physics-related experiments.
Okay, yeah. And did you get a chance to interact with any other astronaut, or was it just Group Captain Shukla?
We did. There was another astronaut. He was part of the Gaganyaan mission, and his name was Angad Pratap.
Right.
So basically, after the interaction ended with Shubhanshu Shukla,
Yeah.
we were able to talk to Angad Pratap, and he was able to take up our questions. Like we would raise our hands, and he would like respond to it with like great detail as well. So
Yeah.
it was like mini Shubhanshu Shukla, sir.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Aradhya, my last question is to you. What was his message to all students? I'm sure all of you are very inspired just seeing him, right? It's after 41 years that India has an astronaut in space. What did he have to tell all of you?
So his first message was that nothing is out of reach, nothing is invincible, and everything is within reach. So he told us that he was there, so we could also be there. And the moment he said this line that we could also be there, I felt like, oh, you're talking to me.
Fantastic.
So his message was that nothing is invincible.
Superb, superb. And where are all of you? I mean, my last question to you, Shrodh, you can take that. Which city are you joining us from, Shrodh?
I'm in Lucknow.
Lucknow. And where are you, Aradhya?
Sir, Lucknow, same.
Lucknow. Lucky you. Lucknow must be feeling very, very lucky today to have spoken to Group Captain Shukla. Superb. Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. You lucky boys got a chance to speak to Group Captain Shukla. It's what you genuinely call an exclusive, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? We've just gotten a video, and I'm leaving you with this video. This is a video that's come in off the One High container, which is still ablaze. We broke that story earlier today. We felt that the fire had doused, but the container has been burning for over a month. So there are many questions being raised. This is a video, by the way, that was recorded at 6:33 p.m. So breaking the story, keeping you way ahead on that story, leaving you with raw footage of the firefighting operations that are on about 100 nautical miles off the coast of Kerala. Thanks for watching. Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम. रहो बेफिक्र.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध. MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने.
MDH.
Future wars will be conducted based upon intelligence input gathered from enemy's territory. Suppose there is a war with Pakistan or China or even Indian Ocean region. Then we have to know what exactly Pakistan is doing in depth, what they are doing towards their military assets, which are closer to Afghanistan border, closer to Iran border. Similarly, in Tibet, in case there is a skirmish with China, we would like to know what is PLA doing in Tibet or even in depth in China. Similarly, in case there is a war, Pakistan Navy or PLA Navy may operate from Indian Ocean region to cause damage to our coastal installations, both military as well as civilian. So we would like to know well in advance what they are up to. These kind of intelligence gathering activities were on earlier also, but they were not very organized on military scale. You see, earlier we had some satellites which ISRO had launched. We had cartograph series of satellites. We had reset set of satellites which were rather, radar imaging satellites. The resolution was not very good. And we had GSAT, we had INSAT, but their orbiting time was very long. That means they will pass over an
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला. स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार. MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला.
we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter.
His rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Take over, Elon.
But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem. It blows up, So I'm going to give that one to Peter. I'm going to let Peter test it out.
This is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. I'd liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government. And I'm confident that over time we'll see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
From your smart screens to your smart television, trending stories are breaking the internet from Bhojpuri beats in Trinidad and Tobago, welcoming the Prime Minister to a fugitive dance-off in London as Lalit Modi and Vijay Mallya go full karaoke mood. And in FIFA's much-hyped World Cup stumbling into empty stadium and cold reviews. Not just this, there is a big statement that has come from the Indian Army exposing the China, Pakistan and Turkey nexus. This is trending and I'm Akanksha Khajuria. Let's get started. Well, the Bhojpuri culture was on full display today as this time this was not in India but almost 14,000 kilometers away at Trinidad and Tobago as the Prime Minister witnessed the performance of Bhojpuri Chautal. Watch this. A no-state visit of the Prime Minister is complete without the engagement with the Indian diaspora, and this time the turn was with Trinidad as he went up to address the Indian community there. Watch this. In fact, as the visit comes to the concluding turn, the Prime Minister shared beautiful visuals from his visit. Have a look at them. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also conferred with the state honours once again, and this time he received a state title from Ghana. Have a look at the reward. And now take a look at these beautiful moments from the Prime Minister's Ghana visit through his own lens.
You're welcome.
आज राष्ट्रपति जी और मैंने हमारी द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पार्टनरशिप का रूप देने का निर्णय लिया। घाना के राष्ट्र निर्माण की यात्रा में भारत केवल एक सहयोगी नहीं बल्कि एक सहयात्री। डेवलपमेंट पार्टनरशिप हमारी साझेदारी का एक मूल स्तंभ है। राष्ट्रपति महामा के आर्थिक पुनर्गठन के प्रयासों में भारत के पूर्ण समर्थन और सहयोग का हम आश्वासन देते हैं।
Now let's tell you about two fugitives, Lalit Modi and businessman Vijay Mallya. They're making headlines once again, and this time for their viral karaoke at the lavish London party. The two men, both wanted by the Indian authorities for financial misconduct and fraud cases, in fact sang Frank Sinatra's classic My Way, sparking criticism online. Have a look. Unapologetic as ever, posted a tweet on social media. Watch this on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the sheer audacity in which he says, "Hope this video does not break the internet." Controversial for sure, but that's what I do the best. This is in fact the post he has put out on Twitter. The visuals have left netizens outraged, as one user said that both are living lavish lifestyle and running away from the Indian agencies, while others said that they have no shame, no consequences. That's what crime looks like when you are a billionaire. Hot off the plate and straight to you, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at the hot trending stories. India has exposed China, Turkey and Pakistan on a global stage. Deputy Chief of Army Staff Rahul R. Singh said that India has one border but three adversaries, naming and shaming the three countries. He said that Pakistan was in the front, China and Turkey were providing support to it during Operation Sindoor.
Another important thing during Op Sindoor was air defense and how it panned out. So it is good, bad. We could do a lot. Mr. Ashok did talk about it, that some of our indigenous systems performed well, some did not perform very well too. So it's of course a cat and mouse game, as I was mentioning outside. We need to be at it. This time, thankfully, our population centers were not quite addressed. in the next round. We have to be prepared for that, and for that, more and more air defense, more and more counter rocket artillery drone sort of a system has to be prepared, for which we have to move very, very fast. So few lessons that I thought I must flag as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned. Firstly, one border, two adversaries. So we saw Pakistan one side, but adversaries were two, and if I would say actually four or three actually. So Pakistan was the front face. We had China providing all possibles.
And Russia launched a massive drone and missile attack on Ukraine's capital city Kyiv, causing widespread damage and triggering fires across the multiple districts. The attack, which lasted over 6 hours, is one of the most intense scenes in the recent weeks, with Ukrainian officials reporting at least 14 injuries and significant damage to the residential area and infra in Ukraine. Now have a look at how the Russian president rushed to leave a session in a hurry and requested the audience. He said, "Please do not be angry. I understand that we could talk more, but it's so awkward to make Donald Trump wait. He could get offended." Now this comes after Donald Trump posted earlier that he will be holding a telephonic conversation with the Russian president. And meanwhile, Donald Trump welcomed an American citizen held by hostage in Hamas for 584 days to the White House. Alexander's mother expressed gratitude to Donald Trump for saving her son. Watch this.
And what happened when they announced that he had won the presidency? How the treatment was. It changed.
It's a new place, a good place.
Oh,
people do everything. Yeah, with the food.
so they treated you better? Wow. Because you were coming in and they were afraid of you.
Donald Trump has announced plans to raise entrance fees for foreign tourists at the national parks to fund improvement and in fact enhance the experience there. And this is part of America First.
To fund improvements and enhanced experiences across the park system. For this anniversary, I've just signed an executive order to raise entrance fees for foreign tourists while keeping prices low for Americans, and we're going to do that. The national parks will be about America first. We're going to take it America first for the national.
Meanwhile, Russia is sending 1,200 kgs of food, clothes and science experiments along with 420 litres of drinking water to the International Space Station for the 11 astronauts on board, including Shubhanshu Shukla. Economist Paulo Batista Jr. has revealed that if BRICS launches a reserve currency, it will be digital, not printed. A move could significantly impact the global finance. Now, there's some speculation that some Chinese students are using robots to do their homework, and the question is, do Chinese teachers even know of these antics? In a historic moment for Indian space education, students from a Lucknow school and they got a thrilling opportunity to interact live with Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla today, the first Indian astronaut to reach the International Space Station. This engaging session was part of ISRO's Vidyarthi Samvad program, designed to inspire young minds and spark their interest in the space exploration. FIFA's much-hyped Club World Cup 2025, touted as a history evolution in the global club football, is off to a rocky start. Stadiums remained empty, with nearly 1 million vacant seats recorded during the group stage. And the second major concern was the extreme weather conditions across various host cities. In some stadiums, temperatures soared above 40 degrees Celsius, while other regions experienced thunderstorms, leading to official delays in the match timings. Another controversy, in fact, one of them has said it's been a terrible tournament so far, while others questioned if the United States cannot host the Club World Cup, how can it host the main World Cup next year? Now let's get you the fast trending stories of the day. The first up, he's done it again. India's Grandmaster Gukesh has defeated Magnus Carlsen once more. A massive win in the rapid format that's turning heads worldwide. The chess prodigy is in fact proving that he's just not another contender, he's the future of the game. A massive wildfire is tearing through the southern coast of Greece. More than 1,500 people have been evacuated as flames rage there. Emergency crews are battling the blaze in strong winds. Homes, hotels and lives are at risk. A 21-year-old Indian origin man has been arrested for attacking a passenger on a flight from Philadelphia to Miami. The video shows Ishant Sharma, in fact, choking a fellow passenger. Crew and passengers had to intervene to restrain him. After sudden demise of footballer Diego Jota, a video of him playing with his children has resurfaced online, recorded just months ago. This video shows a moment of joy amid tragedy. Olympic hero Neeraj Chopra has revealed what's harder, competing as an athlete or planning as an organizer. In a light-hearted moment, he shares the behind-the-scene dilemma that is striking a chord online.
सबसे टफ डिसीजन बस एक तो यही था ना, सबसे टफ तो ये है कि ऐसा इवेंट के बारे में सोचना और उसमें कम्पीट करना सबसे बड़ा डिसीजन है. मतलब ऑर्गेनाइज और वो चीज में ठीक है, लेकिन साथ में खेलना भी है, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं बहुत टफ है, क्योंकि माइंड एथलीट का थोड़ा स्लो होता है. मेरा दिमाग एक ही जगह चलता है कि हाँ, अब तक आज तक यही चला है कि मुझे सिर्फ खेलना है, उसी के लिए फोकस करता था. लेकिन अभी सब चीजों का ध्यान रखना, मैं खाने में भी मुझे कुछ स्पाइसी लगता है कि यार बाकी एथलीट्स के लिए ज्यादा स्पाइसी ना हो जाए, वो मैं सोचता हूँ. आई एम टेलिंग दैट इफ देयर इज वेरी स्पाइसी फूड, आई ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट यू गाइस.
A heartwarming farewell from a Bihar village is melting hearts online. Rekha, a teacher, retired after 22 years and the entire community showed up to honor her. The video is going viral on social media, not just for drama, but for the deep respect and real impact of being a teacher.
उनकी आंखों में बस आंसू थे. एक ऐसी टीचर रहती हैं जिन्होंने अपना 22 स्कूल में देखने आया था, उनको विदा करने आया था. छोटे बड़े सभी लोगों ने उनको सम्मानित किया, उनके लिए बहुत सी बातें कही. आज फिर रेखा मैम ने क्लास ली, लेकिन ये रेखा मैम की आखिरी क्लास थी. इन बच्चों के बीच उनके आंखों में बस आंसू थे. जब वो स्कूल से निकली तो पूरे गांव के छोटे बड़े सभी बच्चे, इस दिखावटी जमाने में भी उन्होंने इतने सारे लोगों का प्यार कमाया बिना किसी सोशल एम को.
All we could pack for you in this bulletin of trending. Coming up next is the debate with Arnab Goswami. Goodbye.
To play in India after Sports Ministry nod. Hockey diplomacy faces nationalist firestorm. Does Pakistan deserve to play on Indian soil again? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
This week on Get Me Right, we put a searchlight on the plight of the Hindu community of Sindh in Pakistan. Their daily struggles just to be able to survive amid abductions, conversions and targeting of their women. Also, is China deliberately hitting India's food security by squeezing the supply of specialty fertilizers amid Kharif season? And if yes, do we have a way out? Is an experiment with genetically modified crops worth a shot to increase India's agricultural output? Join me this weekend only on Republic TV.
Deputy Chief of Army Staff China gave lying intel to Pakistan. India-Pak war was a live lab for China to test its weapons. India won a three-front war against Pakistan, China and Turkey. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ।